Hello, everyone. So today I'm here with my client for a few years now. Her name is Maria. She's an INFP. I profiled her myself. And like I said, I've been coaching her for maybe, I think I want to say 2.5 years, but it's probably even been more. Yeah. So yeah, we've been getting to know each other for a while and everything. She's been really consistent and she is an artist. And when I say an artist, I mean like an actual skilled artist. She's hilarious. She has a lot of good insights. She's also a Christian. And yeah, today I just wanted to introduce you guys to her and some of the art that she's made. And we're going to talk about some of the ways that you can get your hands on some of the art that she's already made or some new stuff that she might create for you. So without further ado, I want Maria to actually tell us anything that I might have missed.
Yeah, I'm a believer. What else about me? I used to do stand up. I got to go back into that. It was a lot of fun. I love to be in front of people and speak. I love public speaking class. I'm in college at Buffalo State, and I'm a senior. And one of those. There are two types of INFPs. Now I'm the more positive, outgoing one, not the emo one.
Yes,
Just
that is
don't get it
very
twisted.
true.
Yeah.
Maria, our sessions are actually like really interesting because it's probably one of the only sessions of mine where I don't prepare anything in advance. Usually I just come in and she just needs someone to extroverted intuition like bounce off of and like express her thoughts and opinions and all of that. And eventually through talking, then she comes to her own conclusions like, yeah, but you know what? I think that God really wanted this to come from that and boom, boom. And I'm just like, well, I guess you didn't really need me.
You
Like
just have to sit there.
yeah, like I just have to like pretty much summarize everything, which I guess is classic extroverted intuition from you versus introverted intuition for me. It's like, so based off of everything that you just said, here are some of the key points and the overarching theme or the thread that's running through it. And I feel like just to summarize what you might have to do or what you might have to focus on, this is just what it is. And so, yeah, that's usually how our sessions look like. And I think that's really funny because yeah, she really does just like speak and she's always concluding in like a very like optimistic kind of way. So like she uses her extroverted intuition in a very, positive manner. She doesn't tend to stick in this FISI looping of like, this is how I feel and I'm so sad and I can't see other perspectives from it. She'll get into that and like within like really quickly, like she'll like kind of like zoom out or like, bring a different perspective to kind of like shift her out of a negative mindset. And that's something that I actually really appreciate of you, especially being a 4, an Enneagram 4 in this Enneagram system. So it's like, wow.
I definitely am a 4.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But yeah, so how did you discover, first of all, that you were an artist?
I said when I was a teenager, early teenager, and I would look into Enneagram first before Myers-Briggs, and I saw that was the type 4, which is the artist in Enneagram. And I was just like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. And later on, I learned about Myers-Briggs, even more specific, but everything. And I also learned because like I was a little sneaky. And I looked at my file in school when I was a kid, like the teachers will make a file for you. And I looked at my file and it said Maria gets A's, straight A's in art and music. That's the thing, and music. I focus more on my art these days, but I feel like God really wants me to write music, songwriter kind of thing, sing music. I've been in a band before. I've been in all the praise teams, all my churches, but I feel like God wants me to move more in music. So that's in the works.
Okay.
trying new things.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. That's what's up. And what type of, so you do, I mean, you're not really as much right now, but you're able to do music. Like you're able to not only like songwrite, but like do you play any instruments and stuff too? Or
Well, I played piano when I was a kid, but I know how to play the same songs. But
Mhm.
I would be more with the vocal cords, okay?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, I do still write music pretty much every morning. I wake up with a song in my head and I record it and put it on my phone
Mhm.
memories,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
voice recording. So
Got-
that happens. God gives me songs all the time.
Nice, nice, nice. So aside
Yeah,
from music art, what other types of art do you do?
everything. I,
So do you
I,
do scratch art too? Like,
I'm good at that, but I only did that once. But I did a really good piece of that. I wish I took a picture of it. I did that in high school, and I was really good at it. I think I did. Oh, I did a turtle. Oh man, I don't have a picture of that. But I I used to say do everything but did sewing and all that stuff. But now I took fibers class for the semester, and I'm getting so far I'm getting a B in it. It's a really hard class. How I made all these over here
mhm.
fiber like fabrics, and I like it. I like it. So I can't say I don't do fabric anymore.
Okay, well, that's actually really cool that how expansive in art that you've been. And I think that one of my personal favorite pieces of yours is this. I'm waiting to show it to the world. So Maria, actually, I want you to tell me about this right here.
Okay, so when I started that rock, that's when you didn't have dreads.
That is true.
Or locks, however you want to say it.
Yeah,
That's how old it
lots.
was. But when I started, I was like, okay, let me see the watch some of his videos. In the beginning was this introduction with the red words and all this stuff, talking about all the stuff he was. It's like, you know what? I don't like that. Let me change it. So, but it gave me inspiration for your person over there. But I noticed it didn't have your necklace. And you wear a necklace in like every video, like right now. Yeah. So I was like, let me put the necklace. That was the last thing I did. I put the necklace on. That was
Nice.
just like a little finishing touch.
Mhm.
And I was like, first I thought comic books. And I was like, at first I was gonna do Black Panther. I was gonna make you the Black Panther, but then my
Um,
husband died. Ah!
yeah,
Then my
R.I.P. Chadwick.
husband died. I was like, I can't make him the Black Panther. He can't. No.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'll just make him who he is. So then I made the comic book into all the quotes of what you had to say that you sent
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
So that's how I came to it.
It's so dope too. The different quotes over here are well, the one that I like so I've showed it to like Jamila and my roommate, and the one that they're most like, hello, hello, like they're like, wait, what? Like you say that? And I didn't remember saying that, but I think that you explained that. You said that every like, is it like at the beginning of our sessions?
Every session he says, hello, hello. But I was confused. I was confused. Like, do I say hello with the exclamation point, how I would say it? But he says it enthusiastic for a dude, like, hello, 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 hello. But I was like, I don't know whether to put the period and that's like boring or the exclamation point. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do exclamation
Yeah, I
point.
think it's the exclamation points is
Show
what
it,
threw
show
me
it.
off. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, the pictures should be up too. Like I'll be posting the picture during this part, so they can see everything. But yeah, the exclamation points is I think what threw me off because I read it as hello, hello. You know, I was just like, I don't think I talk like that, or at least it's not something that's like a signature trademark quote. But I don't know, maybe. But when you like imitated it once upon a time, then I was like, oh, you're right. I do hop on and I'm like, I think even in some of my videos, I'll be like, hello, hello. Like, so like I don't know
Yeah.
why I do that. Like it's
It's,
just
it's, it's a man exclamation point, not a woman exclamation point.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then another quote on here is always look in the mirror before out the window. Know the garden you desire, or for you're a limited source of water. Be a kind human. And intimacy should not always mean romance. Platonic intimacy is vital. And these
Yeah.
are all popular.
And my favorite is Be a Kind Human. And
Yes.
hello.
Yes. 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 Yeah, exactly. So I really, really, really love it. Like, we sent Maria a video of when I was unwrapping it. I hadn't seen it yet and everything. And so when I got it, then I was just like it. I love it a lot. Like it's definitely like it's probably the only decorative thing I have in my house. Like, especially living with my roommate and everything, I haven't really like hung up like any posters or anything like that. But like, I just kind of like, I prop it up in my room, and it's just like, it just gives the room like a little bit of a feel. So I really, really like it a lot. I appreciate it. And I'm wondering if somebody's watching this video and they're like, yo, I want something like that too. How much would you charge them for it?
Okay, well, that rock that you were holding,
Mm-hmm.
is a 200 and you're gonna be surprised. It's a 270 times 3. 70 times 3.
70 times 3
210.
times 3.
Yeah, 70 times 3.
Okay, 210, 70 times 3.
Isn't 70 times 3 210?
Oh, that's what you're saying. I was like, I'm sorry. I know I have inferior TI, but
I do math like.
Okay, so yes, that rock is $200, like just like the rock itself.
Because it's so big, usually they're 70.
Yeah, it's
that's
very,
a third of the size.
Big.
That's a third of the size, $70.
Wow.
Like this one is about $70. And yours is about weighs more, like two times that. So it's like,
wow.
And this one is like, I just did this one.
Mm-hmm.
Lion bow, like rainbow lion.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
Okay. So if somebody were to request one from you, they're looking at about $70 to pay you for each.
Yeah, average 70.
Okay, average $70. And do they pretty much like, it's kind of, I guess, like a tattoo where like they show you an image of what they'd want for you to put on the rock, or come up with their own thing, something that they like discuss with you? Like, how does that work?
Well, they could like email me or DM me on my business Instagram, which is on my business Instagram, which is imagine_ave_ at imagine_ave_. And
It's gonna be in the description, by the way, for y'all.
Yes. And then they could hit me up on my business email, which is imagine allswell at gmail.com. And they could either be like, oh, I want this specific thing, and I could give them specific what they want. Mm-hmm. Also with my little flair on it if they want to, but it's about the customer. Or what I really like is if you just give me an idea and just be like, oh, like for instance, around Christmas time last Christmas, my friend, she said, I want to get something for my husband. They're newlyweds. She want to get something for her husband, and he likes whales. What can you do with that? Mm-hmm. I was like, okay. So we saw a picture. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I did this with the anchor, and has his name in the anchor, Tim, and the whale, I gave him a blue whale, and it was really, really nice. And in the back of it, I don't think I have a picture in the back of it, but in the back of it, God told me to put that he is the head, not the tail, that Bible verse. And then she said, my husband absolutely loved it. And that verse that you gave him, he really needed to hear that in that time of his life.
Wow.
So thank you so much. So that's what I do.
That is so dope. And it shows, once again, at least from my perspective, the reach of your extroverted intuition, that secondary function of yours, which is all about ideas and like coming from one thing and then branching out into many. So it's like, okay, wedding, wedding. And then it's all of a sudden it's like, all right, whales, like, and then just finding all these different connections to be able to make from it and putting it on there. Like, I feel like personally, that's the route that I would take. Like, I would literally just throw you a theme. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I want my rock to have to do with me being Ghanaian, or something like
That's
that.
literally what you did, though. You said about you, and I was like, okay, so I did you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then next thing you know, like, you just create something, from that. Like, to me, that seems fun, especially because I know that you're just a gifted artist altogether. So whatever you might come up with is probably going to be way much better than what I'd tell you to stick with.
Yeah.
And that kind of surprise is like really cool to me. So me looking at that, like when I saw this, I was just like, yo, that's really incredible. And definitely something that I want to showcase to the world and everything. So yeah, that's really dope. And now that everybody knows where they can find you and everything, which we're also going to be talking about like Instagram, because I know that you have an artist Instagram channel. We'll talk about that in a moment. But I want you to showcase some of your art that you have with you right now, and talk about it.
Okay. Should I go with the wall or the rocks, or
whichever you think is best?
Let me just use smorgasbord, whatever that means. So this, you have a picture of it, I'm sure. Is I did this in wood design class, not wood shop, but wood design class. And what I learned from this is that I actually like to do wood. It's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty much like clay, but in a harder kind of way. And it's just like very feasible, and you do a lot with it. And I decided to have no side equal to another one. This is kind of straightish. This is curved. This is curved in a different way. I just wanted to be very original, organic. And I saw this picture on Google, because I like to Google pictures and then make it my own, of this red-eyed tree frog. And I put it on, it was on a branch already. And I was like, I creatively just made a line, like, you know how you have lines on cartoons and like they see you and there's that line with their eyes. I made that line with its tongue because I feel like they could like aim with their tongue very well to the dragonflies. So it's like the thoughts of a frog.
Yeah. No, that's dope. This
is actually a cutting board.
On
the other side. Cutting board.
Is it meant to be a cutting board though?
Yeah.
So this is not, I mean, it can be hung up, but this is something that if you were to gift it to someone, then they should also use it as a cutting board, or is it like?
Yeah, they should also use it as a cutting board. They could eat on this side, not this side.
Okay.
They eat on this side.
Okay. And
this is one of my practicals.
Nothing would happen on the other side, like if it's washed or anything like that. It's
fine to wash, eat, do anything.
On this side. The opposite side with the art.
Not on this side. No,
okay.
It's poisonous on.
Oh no, I meant like, so you shouldn't wash that side or anything, right?
Or... no, it doesn't matter. I put a glaze on it.
Oh, okay. Got you.
It has finish on it. It has finish on it.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. So is that something that you just did like once, or something that if somebody wanted it, they could order that from you as well?
I'm doing that once right now. It's already done because I have to do it for my wood design class. I have to make a table for my next assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already making another cutting board for my roommate. So that'll be too much on my plate with all my other classes. I'm actually taking 4 studio classes right now, and they tell you to take 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. So I work on Friday. I do artwork for my business on Fridays and Sundays. I don't work on Saturdays. I'm not Seventh-day Adventist, but I don't work on Saturday.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, cool. And what else you got to show us?
And right next to my brain over here, I have this, which is actually an order. This one sold. This is, yeah, you can show a picture of it.
Yeah.
It is the humming. This is from the Myrtle collection, who is my grandmother, who I first gave the rock to, the original one. And this is the hummingbird rock. And she's eating out of this flower. And there are several versions of this, but this is just one of the more modern version of this rock.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And with the back of all my rocks, like in the back of yours, I put my signature on it.
Yep.
Yes, I love that signature. Woo!
Yeah, that's dope.
That's another one. And then this one right here. This is the last one I did so far. This one is the lion bow rock, which is actually I have to look at that paper real quick. This is an inspiration from Joey's Rocks.
Can you say
he did something?
An inspiration from where?
Joey's Rocks. I Googled or Pinterest. I Pinterest like lion rocks, and this came up. But I did it a little differently, but it's very inspired from Joey's Rocks.
Got it.
So this person really did their thing, and I did my own little thing of it. But they did a really good job, and it just totally inspired me. I get a lot of my inspiration from the internet.
Nice.
And it's fun, and this is quick to make.
Okay.
It only took about 3 hours.
Wow. and doesn't color palette just come naturally to you? Like,
yeah, the thing about me, I love color so much. I use so much color in everything. Like if you see a lot of I was surprised that a lot of students in my fibers class didn't use as much color as I did. I used the rainbow in every single one. And it's just like the professor's like, Maria, you use too much color. I can't use his accent. He's from Europe. I can't do it. But I was like, I know, but I don't, it's not too much color to me. So I can express my color in my artwork.
Wow. That's awesome. Is there anything that I'm missing in this interview that you feel like people should know about you and your art before we close it out?
Let me think. A lot of my art is God inspired. Like I may be a really good artist, but God is the #1 artist. I just want to make that clear. Like he gives me the inspiration. I've won several contests in the past because God gave me the ideas and put it in my head, ingrained it in my head, and I copied it. That's what artists do. They copy in the beginning at least. And I copied it, and then I won several contests. And it's just but the thing is, in my mind, when I did the artwork that was in my mind, it didn't come close. It had a lot of mistakes. But people see it, they're like, "Oh, that's so great!" And I was like, "No, it's not. It's not like what I have in my head." But it's just like people don't see what's in your head; they just see what they see.
That's funny because, well, 2 things. Number 1, I was actually going to ask you, so when God puts those images in your head, are you able to manifest it exactly like how it comes into your mind? And you're like, yes, this is it. Or is it not as clear? So you answered that. But then secondly, I think this is actually very common, especially for FI dominance. So ISFPs and INFPs. My wife, as you know, she's an ISFP, lovely woman, and she said the exact same thing. Yeah, for her songwriting, when she performs, all of that, it's like because she knows how well she can actually sing and how like she knows her potential and she knows what she had in her mind, then it's almost like whenever something does come out, I'll look at it and other people look at it like, yo, this is incredible. But then because she saw what it could have actually been, then it's almost like, no, I'm not satisfied. And to me, it reminds me of this idea that I've talked about on my channel before, the carrot of idealism, which is pretty much the idea of a carrot being in front of a donkey and you're constantly going, like the donkey's constantly walking after the carrot. It's never
I know what you're talking about with the string.
Mm-hmm. It's never going to get the carrot, but when it looks back, it'll see all of the distance that it's made. And that's what the carrot is for. An ideal is something that you're never going to achieve, or else it wouldn't be an ideal, but it's going to be what keeps you going, what keeps you moving forward. And I mean, looking at stuff like this and checking out your Instagram, it's like clearly, sure, this might not have been exactly the way that God had put it in your mind, but it's still very, very beautiful. And I'm so glad that you don't quit just because you weren't able to perfect it in a way, but rather you're continuously putting out and you're continuously trying to at least get closer and closer to the mark, which is pretty much the Christian faith. Like, no, nobody's perfect. So you have to continue to walk in faith with fear and trembling, as the Bible says, and you continue to like perfect yourself and be more Christ-like. But God knows that as long as we're human, then we're never going to be actually perfect. He just wants us to try, kind of thing. So,
and yeah. I'm glad you said that, because as an art major and an art therapy minor, I take a lot of art classes, and I noticed that like with my art studio classes, like the students when they have to present their art in front of people for critique, they say, "Oh, I don't like this." The first thing they say, what is about your art? "Oh, I don't like this. I made a mistake here. Oh, it's just terrible," and all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm one of the few ones. I say I'm the only one that doesn't do that. Like, I generally like my art, like, and it's just like,
yes.
Yeah. So I just love it. Like, I don't talk about the issues because there are issues, but I don't talk about it because I love it more than I hate it.
Yeah.
And I just don't hate it. So yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's really, really good. Seriously. And I feel like that's something that hopefully more artists will start to do, especially perfectionists. I've had a video pending to make on perfectionists. I have quite a few perfectionist friends, and it's like, man, perfectionism is crippling you. And it's best to like, be like, continue to shoot for the stars, but also continue to be happy with where you are and what you've produced. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm really glad that you're actually able to do that and you're actually able to practice that. And now you're going to continue to be an inspiration to everybody else. So I really want everybody to make sure that you follow Maria on her Instagram. Check out what she's got going on over there and everything. Hit her up. She's really, really kind. She's very funny. If she picks fun at you, please know that she's just being goofy. I remember when we first met,
don't be sensitive.
When we first met, I was like, what's going on? I'm glad I just decided to play along.
Okay, I did never tell you this before. When we first met, I found you on the internet. God led me to your channel. And then I was like, then one day I was like, I gotta contact this person. But then you were having this at night. It was late at night, and you were with your friend in wherever you live. You lived back then. You're visiting your family, and you were with this friend, and you're having a live. And I was like, oh, Steffi, that's live. So I was typing all this stuff on the live. And then you didn't answer like any of it. And then it was like, I was like so frustrated. Like, he's looking at the screen, but he's not answering anything I've been saying. I wrote down a couple of stuff, okay? And then I was so ticked off. And then I went up, then you put your information on the thingy. So I went on the Facebook, and I was just like, that's why I gave you all the attitude.
Wow.
So I remember now. That's why I gave you all that attitude. You're just like, oh, she's cheeky. Yes, because you wouldn't answer.
Dag, I don't even wait. Are you talking about Heidi, the ENFP? Was I making a live with her?
No, it was David.
With David. Wow. I don't even remember that.
I
That's so
remember
interesting.
now. Because usually I'm not that grumpy when I'm trying first contacting somebody, but I was so ticked off. Like all that time, I waited for like an hour trying to get you to answer. But you're too
I'm
busy
so,
talking to David to look at the comments.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's
I
okay.
actually genuinely try my best to respond to every comment, even if it's months later. But a lot of my subscribers are probably watching, like, yeah, that's true. Like, they probably like, oh no, I gave up on that comment, or I forgot about that comment. And the next thing you know, I randomly like respond in depth. Like, I really, I like to me, if somebody took the time and energy to comment on a video of mine, respectfully, of course,
Mm.
then I want to return that and I want to give it quality, so I might not respond right away because I might be preoccupied, but like I go back all the time and I like look at my like unresponded to like comments and stuff, and I'm always like trying to like get back to them and everything like that. So
Yeah, but that
especially
was in the
over live.
moment while you were actually it was actually live. So
Yeah. So, and with lives, I feel like that's something I would usually do. But yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I wasn't, I don't know. I don't even remember that one yet. So I can't give an explanation. But I'm glad that now, we're cool and you know that I don't
yeah,
ignore you and stuff like that. I always respond back to your messages, even
yes,
if it be a
yes,
little bit late and stuff.
yes. You're better
I'm,
now. You're better now.
yeah, it's the time management thing. But anyway, Maria, I'm really appreciative of you as a client, and I'm also really appreciative of you as a supporter, someone who prays for me and my wife, my family, and everything like that. And just last but not least, of course, the art that you create and everything. So I'm really glad that I was able to showcase you to more people, and I'm hoping that more people like come and just check out the art that you have, and that they'll continue to invest in you and everything like that. But thank you for
You're
coming on my
welcome.
channel.
Yay!
And
You're welcome.
y'all definitely go and check her out. Like I said, done.
Woo!
Hey, I just wanted to briefly thank you for taking the time to watch this video, whether it was on regular speed or 2 times speed, whatever it was. Just thank you for consuming the content. And around me, you should be able to see a few little buttons and logos for other recommended videos because, I make good content, new ones, but then I also have some really good old content too that you should probably check out. But make sure that if you really like this video, feel free to subscribe, to share. It really helps this humble channel to expand and reach more people and ultimately help more people. So once again, thanks for watching, and